Children, we won't be going back to the fleet. You're about to be the first children from the stars to set foot on the planet Earth.
I fly a starship across the universe divide, and when I reach the other side,
Hello there.
How's it going, guys?
What's going on, Saber friends? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I was trying a new setup tonight, so pardon the lateness. How are you guys doing?
Doing well, doing well.
Awesome.
How about yourself?
Doing good, doing good. I had some news about the TriStar, so I decided to go ahead and kind of start building one like in front of you guys while we talk and stuff. The news being that the TriStar kits and the PCBs are back in stock. So I reloaded them to the website, and also I think we talked about it on another Saber Talk, but there is going to be QuadStar kits and also Pentastar kits on the way. So basically the same idea when you build one of those as you do when you build a TriStar. So it's kind of all the same principle. We're going to like build it around a core, and I'm going to go ahead and heat up my soldering stuff. And the first thing I'm going to do is put on the resistor onto this TriStar chip. So feel free to talk, you guys.
And what kind of resistor is it, Ant? So that people
It's going to be like a 332 for like plector kind of universal use.
That way your audience knows what kind of resistor you're using for this kit here.
Yeah, it's like people can pick like No resistor. I've also got like 460 resistors right here. That would be for like a igniter type of application. But for the most part, like the 330, 332, I think is what it reads. Like when I test it, that's kind of like the universal one.
332.
Do you think you can speed run this out? You think you'll be able to complete the blade this stream?
It's a possibility because the blade I'm making is a short TriStar. So another bit of news is I added something new to CivilizeSabers.com, which is a TriStar lamp saver. So I call it lamp saver because it saves your stuff inside your house when you swing it around, but really it's like a Shoto or a short blade.
Welcome. Oops. So, Bobby, Jim, and collectors, welcome to the channel tonight. Good to have you guys here.
I'm gonna have to get one of those.
And JT, how you guys?
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm probably going to be a little slow with the comments, but I'll try to see.
I love the energy, Mundo. Yes.
Hey, that's
Mundo
what I'm
Monday
all about,
energy.
baby. Energy. Energy. You got to have energy for the Sabers. Come on now. This is Saber Talk.
Absolutely. It's Monday too, though.
That's right. It's Mundo Monday. Mundo in the house.
There he is.
We've got Bobby Susan
Monday.
back in the house. We got Jim Smith in the house. We've got Collector's Outpost here. Welcome. Oh, and Mundo's in there commenting as well.
Cheers to you guys.
JT Lovecraft is here. He's also on board in the Destiny, high above the earth. Megtooth Sith Sabers is here.
Man,
what is going on?
Tom, I just finished watching one of his vids. his recent one right now.
I've got my tiny little resistor here. Hopefully I don't like bump the camera out of whack because it's like right in front of my face, but I'm going to try to show you guys how I do these little resistors. I forgot where I learned this trick. If I found this out from somebody, but this is what I do. And I don't know if you guys can see this. There's a little tiny resistor. It's right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cover it. I'm going to kind of cover it like partially with this painter's tape so I can lift it up and then place it exactly where I want it. Now, since I've only got half of it showing, that's the half I'm going to solder. And they also use the painting tape here to kind of hold it down.
Man, what a cheater.
And if I could see, I'm going to have to lift it just to.
And you're using a magnifying glass? What a double cheat.
Yeah, that's right, man. He's doing it Rob Petkow style.
I'm going to have to look with the magnifier up here. Okay, I think I am lined up, actually.
That's funny.
Because the camera's right here, but I'm going to try to do this. And I'm cheating, actually, because I can put on another set of magnifiers on my face.
I'm just giving you a hard time, man.
I will do.
Do your
thing. This is how I cheat with that too. This is a trick Irv taught me. He said, buy one of these things. They're like $20 on Amazon.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, they are awesome, man. I got
you know what? No joke. I need to get one of those because I'm already gonna be 44 like in a couple months, and my near sight is going to shit. My far sight, I can see fine. Like I can focus
You're
fine.
like me.
Stuff is like small and close. I'm like, holy shit, I can't see. I find myself actually cheating as well. I'm pulling this guy out so I can see.
And Rob, you would like this because it has different like lenses in there that you could change them out, and then you could also wear, like if you're wearing other glasses like I am too, it's fine. You could still use it. So
well, I'm sold. I'm going to Amazon right now as you do that.
That's
hey,
crazy.
But you got to be careful because if you get a battery that gets corroded, because I gotta order me a second pair. If you get a battery that gets corroded, it starts to burn on the inside of the glasses there. So you got to be real careful, man.
What are those called,
Make
Ant?
They are.
They're about 25 to maybe 35.
Look up like jewelers magnifiers, maybe.
I was just
This
gonna
one's
say, it
called
looks like
yeah.
a gem.
Yocto Sun. So
Jeweler's
it's like
glasses, yeah.
YOCTOSUN, Yocto Sun. That's what these are called. But
Yocto
they have a
Sun, huh?
number of like $20 ones. Like yeah, I think these were $21, and they're rechargeable. You stick a little cord somewhere, and you can like recharge these. So the little light.
Oh damn! You got the rechargeable ones. I didn't.
I found
Maybe
them.
that's why I'm having problems.
I found them. They're like $18.99.
There you go.
Hey, that'd be good if you got like a sliver in you too, and you needed to tweeze it out.
Yeah.
Totally.
Put on my
No, they're
jeweler's
really
glasses.
good, man. They are freaking awesome. I use mine all the time. As a matter of fact, even though the hinges on the ear parts broke, I modified mine, man. I modified mine.
They come with headbands, so you can wrap it around your head.
No, but they broke so much that the headbands wouldn't even work. So it's like I had to do something even more different. So it fit all the way around my head. But yeah, they still work pretty dang good, man.
I got to try something else because I can't get close enough with this apparatus. So
It sucks getting old, yo.
Yep, I know what you mean. Shit, I'm 47.
These are cool too. These are like these might have even been cheaper. These are like $11. These have just simple magnifiers. You can't change out the lenses there, but these are pretty good. Let's see if I can move the camera here and not lose too much.
Patience is definitely a virtue, right, everybody? So when you're doing stuff like this, you got to make sure you want to do it right and take your time. You don't need to rush anything.
I'm afraid to speak because if he reaches in and then I like sneeze or something, he's like, and he ruins
Felicia. Felicia says she's been rocking lenses that thick for years. That's funny. So how was y'all's Monday, guys? I mean, so far.
It's been good.
Fairly fine. Run some errands earlier.
No, I end up going to work a little bit late this morning. Daughter ended up getting strep throat last night, so I took her to the ER, and I was there till almost 1. Came back, couldn't sleep for the rest of the night, so I've been up, and I was like, okay. So I called my boss. I texted my boss, said, "Hey, look, my daughter's kind of sick, and we got these other guys that are sick at the house. You want me to go to the house? Are they going back to the center? What's the deal?" So he said, "No. It's already passed for them. They can come back to the center. You stay at the house for about an hour and then come back to the center, and then we'll go from there." I'm like, all right, cool.
Mundo's off the hook.
So I got it taken care of. Got my daughter's antibiotics this afternoon. And tomorrow I start back at regular time. So tomorrow I'll be getting out at 9 o'clock for the rest of the time. So back to normal scheduled hours.
It's a sketchy gig, man. I mean, strep throat's no joke. It can either be completely harmless and it just goes away and like nothing happened, or it can be like worst of the worst scarlet fever, swallowing glass feeling.
Yeah, she had it like in
range.
between, no fever, but she did get a little bit of swollen in here and having a little hard time to swallow. So, but I gave her some like lemon juice and some other stuff to help her soothe the throat. And, now that she's got the antibiotics tonight, she'll she'll get it taken care of. She's feeling better already, though.
Cool.
So that's good.
Got to give her some Southern Comfort. That's what my mom used to give me when I had a sore throat.
Ooh, Southern
And I was a
Comfort. I
little kid.
remember that. It's been a long time since I drank that, son. It's probably been about 15 years since I've had a sip of that. But yeah, Southern Comfort's pretty damn good. God dang, now you're going to want me to go buy a bottle now.
Oh, no. Drinking medicine for the nostalgia purposes.
Should pour
Son,
myself some.
in my town, whiskey is it's the go-to.
I got some Edmundo's medicine right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Some good shit.
I kid you not. I actually so every year my cousins from Kentucky, they come up to New York, and they bring their accent with them. Sometimes we go down back with them and stay at their house for like a week. And I kid you not, my uncle, we call him Bole. And he talks like this, buddy. I tell you what, he talk. And then we go and we're in his house in his kitchen. He says, because my name's Jake, so he calls me Jake Star, like Jakester, but like Jake Star. Hey, Jake Star, hey, go under my sink, and buddy, there is a bottle called White Lightning. I tell you what, buddy, you'll be able to power up an Apache helicopter for 30 minutes. Said, what? It's like 200 proof on it. I'm like, oh, this is Kentucky living. All right.
I like your uncle already.
That's Bole.
Hey, that White Lightning, some good stuff, man.
We had to power up an Apache helicopter for 30 minutes. So what is that? Jet fuel?
Yeah,
Damn.
Penicillin, yeah. Jet fuel.
A different breed.
Oh my God, I've had some days where that wild turkey kicked in, and man. Whew. And you got that Gentleman Jack and all the Jim, Jack, and all the good fellers.
I just turned 21, so I was always the buddy in college to walk my friends back to their dorm. I just never had an affinity for it, but now I can start to try and taste in other people's stuff. Like, here, try this. This is Guinness. It's a dark and it's good. It's creamy. Try
Guinness
it.
is good.
Did you just say you turned 21? What?
Yeah.
Yep.
Last April.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yep.
21. The big 21.
I didn't want to make you feel. I'm sorry.
In here, we pour whiskey.
Love it. Love it.
Windows party.
The live sign is blocking his face.
What up, Dave?
yeah.
What
I
up?
see he's holding a cup.
That's my Cylon whiskey. Goes along with my life.
By your command.
By your command.
Yeah,
Drink by my
JAD,
command.
you know what you could do? You could take that badge away, that live badge, so we can see it.
I just figured out I could add myself. So surprise, everybody. What's up?
Sorry if you were
What
waiting.
up, what
I couldn't see that screen.
No, I figured I'd try it. It was like add to stream. I was like, what's this button do? Oh, hey, there I am.
That's the benefits of being an admin.
Let's see. That's under banners, right, Anthony? Or
I think it's
brand.
under logo, maybe.
Okay.
Jesse
Brand
came in
and
to
then
refresh his
logo.
memory. He's the sound guy.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Clapperphonics here. Welcome.
Nice.
And Chet Osborne. Welcome, guys.
What's going on, Chet? What's going on, Jesse? Hail Felicia Marie is also here.
That worked. Booyah.
Woo, we got the gang in the house. Gang in the house.
Where's Harris hanging around?
I thought he might be here tonight.
You might be napping.
He's napping.
Right.
Napping on a
He's gonna have
Mundo
a little nap
Monday.
before he comes in.
TriStar goodness.
It wasn't a Mundo Monday.
Right.
I know JB's nap.
What'd I miss?
You missed some TriStar building, but I just got started, so you didn't really miss much.
Yeah, you really haven't
downstairs.
missed hardly anything.
I was downstairs getting my snack on. I heard something about a resistor 330 ohm. Did you do the SMD version, I assume?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right now I'm trying to disconnect the LEDs from the plug they come on.
Did you
Jesse
just
says
solder
he
it
loves
to
his
cut it off?
TriStar blade. It is wicked bright.
Oh, awesome. What'd you say, Jake? Did you ask a question or someone asked
Yeah.
something?
Did you just solder that to cut that off to like disconnect it, or?
Yeah, well, if you see these, once you remove like the waterproofing strip, because they just come this way, like sometimes you could buy them from a vendor and have a choice. A lot of times they just come waterproofed where I get them, and it's like a silicone kind of cover to it that's waterproof. So I peel that back and then I apply the soldering iron to just loosen these wires here. And these are really good wires. So actually I use these to wire the blades. So I kind of put these aside and then we'll use these to wire up the blade when we put it to the PCB. So I kind of just like attach something to hold it here and get these wires disconnected. Now I'm not going to use that side. I'm going to actually use the other side of the wire. So I'm going to pull this. I can pull the strip out from the other side. Kind of take it out of the plastic here. Take it out of the waterproofing. Now, I'm such a hoarder that I was actually saving these. For some reason, I was saving these. I have like a drawer full of these, and I was like, oh, I'm going to use them for some project sometime. Now I'm just throwing them away because there's just like too many of them. I go through like 3 of those a day, so it's like can't be saving them. So we have a really nice clean end here that is like pre-soldered basically by 8 or 3 inches, which is nice. And I'm actually at the I can see the arrows. You probably can't see, but I can see the arrows going this way. So this is actually the end that I want. And what I'm going to do is kind of just get it ready here, because like normally what I would do is have to fix this. If you could tell that, let me see if I get closer to the camera. Tell me if it like doesn't focus, but this is a brand new camera, so I'm learning how to use it. This has a joint here that I would normally try to maybe get closer, and this one's really good. This one's like almost close enough to where you wouldn't really have to alter it if you're making a full-size blade. But actually I'm making a TriStar lamp saver, so I'm actually just going to unsolder this too, or desolder if that's the right word.
And does that give you enough strip to make the two, and then you add another one? Or...
Yeah, because what we're talking about here is I'm buying them by the meter. The meter is like almost like 40 inches, whatever. So since this customer wants an 18-inch TriStar, each one of these sides is probably going to be enough. So now I actually have like these really nice, like making the lamp saver is like the smoothest looking blade possible because you actually have no seams at all. Like every single meter that you buy, no matter what NeoPixel brand, is going to come 2.5 meters stuck to solder together by the company. That was a really good solder joint you just saw, but a lot of times it's like too long, too wide, and you would notice it inside the blade, so you got to do something about it. Kind of speeding along here because it was already done for us. So it was already done really well, but I disconnected it just because of the short blade.
Jared McDaniel's here. Hello, Jared. Welcome.
What's going on, Jared?
He says, hello, all. Hey, Space. How's everyone doing? We're all doing
really well tonight. It's Mundo Monday. What could go wrong?
A lot of things. Don't ever say that like that. What could go wrong? Things could go wrong when you like that.
When I was talking about the wire, like which side I use, actually, like this side is kind of pre-tinned and pre-cut by Adafruit, so that you would normally like have this plug, and then this wire was to connect to your project. So this is like a nice 22 gauge wire that's on here, but it's very flexible. So this is like the one I actually like to use for the negative and positive. I'll just grab the black and red from this. And then we're just going to need one more of these because it's a TriStar.
I've seen some instances where like you can tell the quality of the wire sometimes by just like touching it. You could be like, okay, yeah, this is good. Like you were just saying, yeah, this is flexible. Sometimes even the casing on the outside has like a rubberized, like you just know if you bent it, 180 degrees, it's not gonna give or anything like that. And then there's other ones of like the same gauge, but the like the casing on the outside, like when you strip it, it's like so brittle that if you were just like leave it in the wrong temperature and move it slightly, it would just like snap in half,
Yeah, those are properties sometimes of a really good wire too. It just depends, like the application. Like Jedi Arms Dealer found a really excellent wire for us to use. It's just really for tight places and small projects, just beautiful wire that's very thin. The only thing with it is like it has a tendency, like you have to be careful with it because it is so thin that it could actually snap on a joint. But so like sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean that the wire is like bad, but yeah, like you can sometimes just tell the quality of wire. And
so you got different types of wire. You got solid core and you got stranded core. And the stranded core is the stuff you want to use. I don't recommend using solid because if it flexes too much, it will snap on the inside. The actual core will break. So the stranded gives you more flexibility.
Yeah, even with the stranded too, like it's more friendly to solder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if you prepare it and get some solder on there first, and then all those little strands will, since you've maybe twisted them first, and then all those little strands will kind of stick together and form like a bond, like a nice silver bond, and then you got way easier to attach that stuff to something else.
You hear that, Mundo? Always break the wires and pre-solder.
Oh yeah.
I remember learning
that's one of the very first things that I learned when I started learning how to solder was the I don't remember which video it was, but I can't remember which video that I watched, but I know that they said,
can lie and just say it was mine.
Whoever was doing it said that the solid core was really not recommended at all for most of your builds because it depends on the build, but not almost or every build is recommended with the stranded because the stranded is much more durable than the solid.
Yeah.
And like you guys say that it's much easier to break the solid core than it is the stranded.
Yeah, I remember getting some really crappy solid core that was made out of crappy copper. And you could tell because no matter how much of the insulation you stripped away, it always looked like it was already tarnished.
chewed
That's
up.
how you could tell.
Yeah.
It was kind of like dirty copper. It wasn't very clean. And so I'd like try to take a razor blade and clean it up the best I could. And you could not get solder to stick to it when you're trying to tin it. It's such crappy copper. So I abandoned solid core, a long time ago after that lesson, just because if you don't know if it's good copper or not, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah. So I never bought any solid core at all. And so when I was learning to solder, that's all I looked at was just the stranded wires. And it took me a while to kind of learn how to solder the different gauges, because I thought they would in the very beginning, the different gauges, how much time you actually needed to take to solder and so forth. So like I said, when I first started and my first year, I would buy these cheap boards from Wish and get all these different sizes of gauges. And I would start with soldering the holes in those cheap boards, and then from there, when I felt I could do at least a decent kind of solder, solder in the hole, then I went, okay, now I can try the wire on the board. So I'll pre-tin the wire and then do it to the board. And oh my God, I had an adventure. So months and months I spent practicing, knowing that I'm going to have to do small wires and small stuff. And I'm like, man, now, and when I first started that and seeing builds and stuff, and then I'm like almost everybody else that starts out, like, why does it take you this long? Why is it cost this much? And so forth. And as I started doing these things, then you get to see the gist of what the reality of building, the sabers are. And even though Lando Sabers explains a lot of stuff, in terms of how much they cost, there's quite a few people actually, not just Lando, but other saber builders as well, that will tell you, why the sabers cost that much. And people still like, well, but I can do this for that. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You haven't done your homework again. But when you start getting into a hobby, yeah, and you start doing it yourself, then you start realizing, hey, that's what's cool. Oh shit, now I know. Wow. Oh my God, here I am being a dumbass and not paying attention to how things really are. And then when you do that, when you finally realize how they really are and what it takes to get it done, then yeah, it's amazing though. I mean, the amazing feeling that you get from doing that.
I just picture Mundo in like Iron Man 1. He's in the Iraqi cave. And he's like, and he holds it up. Finally, non-solid core.
Sounds about right.
I spent months doing it. No, so like my major was before I put it to the side was electrical for like wiring up houses and stuff. So I went to like a BOCES program and all that. But yeah, that's when you want to work with solid core, because let me tell you, trying to like fish hook a wire around like a receptacle for your room or something, when it's frayed and all like that, it's a nightmare. It doesn't bend properly. It's even if you like twist it like all the way, it always comes undone. So like you said, different applications, different uses.
And that stuff is way thicker gauge, like a 6 gauge, 2 gauge, right?
Oh, for like houses?
Yeah.
Yeah, 14 and 12. But yeah, and then like as the number gets less, the wire gets bigger. Yeah, like you won't really see, like the most common you'll see is like 14, which is like white Romex cable, and then you'll see 12 for like kitchens and stuff, all rated different amperes and all that. But like 10, that'll be orange, and then it just keeps getting thicker and thicker, and then you start to see like aught wire, and it's like 1/4 or something, and it's like a bunch of like solid ones
Oh,
combined.
shit. Yeah,
It's
it's crazy. I bring it up because I got to wire up my solar on my van, on my Sprinter van, and I still got to do all that wiring. And I'm thinking, fuck, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. If I'm not installing the Saber, installing the van.
What are you wiring up, Rob?
My Sprinter van.
Yeah,
I got to
what are
do
you
all
gonna
the
do with it?
solar and control.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the power inverter, the controller, all that good stuff.
For some camping.
Yep.
Nice.
That must be nice to be able to like lay down in the vehicle.
It is. We have our bed in there, and it's a queen size bed actually. It's sideways, so it saves
Wow.
a ton of space, and it's super. And it's memory foam, so it's super comfy. No more sleepy tent for me. I'm spoiled now.
you ever have to, like,
you got the modded van, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, I've
Yeah,
seen
but
some of those.
like-
Those are pretty badass.
Did
Oh
you
yeah,
have to,
they're
ever have
definitely.
to keep it running while you went to sleep?
I'm sorry.
Did you ever have to like keep it running because it was like too hot outside and you had to like keep the AC on while you slept or something?
No, I haven't had that issue. And I've been to Joshua Tree in the summer and slept just fine.
Not me. I gotta have it polar bear style. In the cave, damn it.
Jim Smith's coming. Mundo
Dur-
in cave.
Yeah,
All right.
during the day, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to be hanging out in the van during the day, but yeah.
That was pretty cool the other day. I was just playing video games, and I had the Civilized Sabers stream, the TriStar giveaway, just pulled up on my phone, just chilling. I was listening to it while I was playing video games,
What
Nice
game you
little
playing?
time killer. It was neat. Jared was in there. I seen him.
What's up, Jared?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Harris was going off.
I was laughing
Yeah.
at that part.
He was speaking his mind. He had to vent. Give the man a break. He had to
Yeah,
vent.
you looked really
He's
serious.
fighting for it.
Is that why he's not here today? He's taking a break. He needs some recovery time.
He's recovering. Maybe he had a cardiac event the other day.
Too much rock and roll.
I didn't know he was a drummer for the longest time.
I think he's in a couple different bands. I think he's in a couple different bands around Philadelphia.
Probably had a long day at work too.
Helps to have a little heat gun near you because I'm constantly using the little heat gun to protect bare solder joints.
I had inherited an old school one from my dad, and even on the low setting, you could burn your skin off in like 3 seconds. I've
Does it
ruined a
still
couple things with it. It's just too hot.
Oh,
Those
you're
are
not
for
gonna use
removing
Sabers?
wallpaper.
Yeah, there you go. Nah, Barbara's got a good hair dryer I use for this stuff. Mostly I just use not quite the tip of the soldering iron, like down an inch, and just kind of, shrink it that way using the soldering iron.
Hey, Ant, they're asking if you're gonna be offering those TriStars in 7/8.
Yeah, we will. At some point, I'm just gonna have to add it to the website. Probably shouldn't be that big a deal to add it to the website.
I'm gonna need a couple of those, Ant. I need a Shoto and a 34-inch one.
Nice. Are you talking 7/8 or you're talking 1 inch?
7/8.
Yeah, we could do that.
I prefer
We
the
can do
7/8 blade over the 1-inch blade. I don't know about you guys. I just
Me
like
too.
the way it looks.
Yep, agreed. I like the lightweight of it. It's way better, I think.
I've never even held a 7/8 diameter blade, so I couldn't even tell you.
It's
I'll
like
show
pretty
you. I know
cool.
it's not the same, but
It's like pretty cool when you're like in the mirror and you have the 7/8" blade because it looks like you're from the Rebels cartoon or something. It's so thin, like the blade.
Wow,
is
really?
so-
That little 1/8 makes it look that thin?
I think
It's
so, and
not really
especially
much,
like
but it is noticeable.
Okay.
Chet goes, Harris was in Billy Mays mode during the TriStar stream.
Don't you want to go home, Paul? Go to your home.
Did I show you guys my?
And then
lava blade?
Meg goes, Harris was in Van Down by the River mode.
I made myself a lava blade. Check this out.
oh
All right. Hold on, I gotta figure out.
Oh, nice. Look at
yeah,
that.
Dave.
I
There's
do.
a square near Rob's
Solo
image
layout.
at the bottom, and if you hit that square, it'll become larger. He'll become larger.
Hey, look at that.
Let me put a hilt. Let me put it in a hilt and turn it on so you guys can see it.
Would you call that a lava blade?
Yeah, it's a lava blade because when you turn it on, it looks like lava.
Nice.
Oh, that is sweet.
So did you just did you paint it with something, or how did you get that like effect?
So what I did was I took a soldering iron and I did all these lines right here that you can see. See all that?
Oh man,
Oh, I did that, but not as deep as you did. That looks sick.
it looks like Venom, like a
Oh
symbiote.
wow!
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's
That's
wrapping around
crazy.
the blade, the symbiote.
Oh, I
does.
do
It goes
not
all
know
the
what
way.
happens when you ignite that. I don't know
Oh,
what
you
that
can
looks.
you can
Man,
call that
that
like an
looks
obsidian or
sick.
something.
That's
That
awesome. though.
looks sick, dude.
So did you paint it? You said you did paint it after the fact?
Yeah. So what I did was I first did all the lines. I did all the swirls, and then I painted it, and then I redid the swirls so I can get through the paint so when you light it up, it shows. It's actually pretty simple to do. It's just really time consuming to do all that.
You put it
Yeah,
on
I
the
did-
lathe and let it run, and then put the.
There you go. Yeah, can you do the lathe just super? I guess you couldn't rotate it that slow. Huh?
I tried doing it on the lathe, and it's too fast.
Oh,
was
wow.
it? I didn't like it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to do it by hand.
Plus, you might actually like go too deep on the lathe too, right? Like accidentally, sometimes you might slip up or.
Not necessarily too deep. It's just too fast, is what it was.
Mm.
Where the hell is my Allen keys?
Did you wear an N99? I'm gonna play dad here.
Absolutely not,
You didn't wear an N99 mask?
dude. I don't wear any.
Ah.
I don't wear.
Did you at
the only
least put
thing-
your nose inside your shirt?
The only thing I wear is eye protection. That's
Shit.
all I wear is eye protection. I'm over here and hate. I mean, I wasn't in the garage and it's vented because I always do it with the garage door open. So
Just
I
like
was-
next time you do it, just like make sure you do all that and this and the sanding and the soldering, and then work out in that same room.
I was gonna say since it's a lava blade, you can call it like obsidian or like something catchy like that. But then again, if you call it obsidian, you might have like bozos thinking the blade's made of glass or some shit, you know?
or it's from like Ultra Sabers.
Yeah. And then
That
you
would
get a
be
cease and desist.
Right?
Rise.
Lava rise.
It's not gonna work on this blade. Yeah, this is too
listen
deep.
to
Hold on,
that.
let me get another saber.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what that looks like NeoPixel style.
I know,
Right?
That's crazy.
So the first one I made was in Hilt, and then the second one I made, which is this one, I did it pixel.
I wonder what Gary Ripper is up to.
I haven't
Is,
heard of it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
well,
him
he did
post
the
anything.
yeah he did the Ripper blades, but those were all baselit acrylics.
Right.
I haven't heard from any of his if he like transitioned over to making NeoPixel flats, because I've seen a couple people do that and they look really nice. like a NeoPixel Darksaber, and the frosting on it looks really
I
good.
wanted to get one of his Darksaber blades, but I never got around to it.
I have just like a regular Game of Thrones style clear sword blade from him. It's pretty sweet.
Meg2 says he has pixels. Oh, nice. Yeah, the time will catch up to people. I know Harris was
Rich.
pretty skeptical
Pretty
on
rich, pretty
switching
awesome.
over,
Oh yeah.
but eventually.
Well, Harris is saying to let him in, but I don't see him on the lineup space. Oh, there he is. You have to scroll down. Interesting. Look at that. He's
Harris
hidden right
has a
now.
new
Yo, I was
pastry store
sleeping.
opening. It's called Game of Scones. So I want you all to just
Game of Scones.
make sure you try some of those.
You know what? It's not letting me scroll down. How can I do this? Hold on a sec, Harris. Damn Macintosh. It's not letting me add him to the stream yet because I can't get to the button. This is weird. Why is it doing that?
I can try to do it.
Yeah, if you can do it on your screen, he's like. There we go.
Harris.
What's going on, Harris?
I feel like I've died on the operating table and I'm floating above listening to you guys talk about me. I was sound asleep and I woke up and I ran to the computer and I'm like, holy shit. And I've been in the back room for like 15 minutes.
I guessed it. I said nap time. All right.
Oh, man.
Wanna blow. All right, hang on, Rob. Do it again.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, do it again, Rob. Oh, look at that. Damn. That is
What the hell?
That does look like lava.
right? It's the Mustafar blade.
Yeah, I want to see a
How are we
slow
seeing
fire
so
blade
much
on that.
color since you painted it?
Man, that looks pretty
You
awesome.
might not be able to hear us. It's so damn loud in there.
Have you? Hey, did you play around with the blade profiles, like the different like static effects and flame and stuff with that blade on?
I'm sorry, this thing is so loud. What was that?
I was saying, did you play around with the blade profiles?
Oh yeah, I
with
got
that
tons of
blade in?
profiles.
Yeah,
Tons
I was
of
gonna say
profiles.
lightning could make it, look a
So
little
actually,
bit more fiery.
the flame blade looks pretty cool on this.
Oh,
Let me
it's
get
a
That's
to
what
that.
I was wanting to see. Slow flame. That would make it look lava.
Let me cycle to it.
Jedi for Luke Skywalker solo.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
That's
Man, dude.
Wow.
Man, that is just impressive as hell. Look at that. The detail on it is just
blade.
magnificent.
You were the chosen one.
I love the way the tip came out as
Hey,
well.
we could definitely call it the Mustafar blade.
Part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
That is special.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's
Y'all
cool.
heard it here first. The Mustafar blade. People.
Nice work,
All right.
Rob.
Thanks.
Yes, impressive.
Excellent blade. That is sweet.
It's the only one in existence to my knowledge.
I'll say.
I don't. That's gonna be really hard to beat, man. I don't think anybody will come close to that.
Oh, it's easy to make. People just got to do it. I
Oh,
think Gary
yeah.
had his version, but his version didn't have. His was painted. This is actually like scorched in.
Yeah.
I
What
put
did
on-
I miss, guys? I came in late. What did I miss?
Oh, Ant is making a TriStar short blade, right? And he's pretty much making as we're talking and as we're speaking, he's showing what the process is of making the blade. So everybody's watching the making of a blade, a TriStar in the
Watching the birth of a star.
the birth of a TriStar.
A TriStar is born. The first TriStar lamp saver in
There you
the
go.
world.
Now, it's a lamp saver in the sense that it saves you from hitting your lamps, but it also saves you from using your lamps because you can just turn on your lightsaber.
There you go.
Exactly. Eventually, I'm gonna have to get me one so I can take to the ranch.
Mom's lamps are no longer necessary.
I won't have to use any flashlights, man. I'll just use that thing while I'm walking down the trail.
It'll be like pitch black outside my front yard, and I'll just be, doing combos and stuff. People will pass me on the street. They're like, "Oh, look at that!" It's spinning outside, and I'll be out there for like not even 10 minutes using like green or something, and I come back inside, and there's like a pink hue around all of my peripherals. Like it's so bright, and you wouldn't think so because you're just outside. But yeah. Probably not good for my eyes, but hey. Star Wars!
Yep.
Gotta love it.
What are those little sticks you got there, Ant?
These are the tricore that Jedi Arms Dealer makes for me. These is what we're going to stick these LEDs to.
Is that like acrylic or what is that?
JAD, what's the material there?
It's PLA. It's plastic.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You 3D printed them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you 3D print those? That's cool.
Yeah. Took some
that
special
cool,
print bed tricks to make that happen.
Yep.
That means it's one of a kind. It's custom. All this is exclusive to the Civilized Sabers line.
Yep.
And those come with like 3 of them when you get like the kit, and you could, like right now I'm just using 2. I'm actually using less than 2. I just snipped off a little of the end of one of these. They're normally I think 9.5 inches. Give you 3 of them so that you can make like a 32 inch blade, but we're just making an 18-inch blade, so I cut down one of them and just using 2 of those, and we'll kind of turn one of the LEDs toward the tip when we're all done, so we get some illumination on the tip as well. Plus, I kind of drilled out. I did it before we started the video. Is I took one of these tips from Custom Saber Shop and I just drilled it like as far as it'll go in there. So like we can stick these LEDs in a little further than normal. Get when you have one turned, we'll get that one that's turned plus 2 more, and it being a TriStar, it'll be 3 strips. There'll be like 6, 7 LEDs up in there, up in the tip.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Meg and Jim, you're right. It's an upgrade. No more balsa.
Yeah, this is the V2.
Are those your helping hands?
Yeah, this is like a photographer's weight for, I don't know what it is, like some a film developer's leather pouch. I don't know exactly what it's for, but I use it.
It looks like one of those applicator pads that you use when you wax your car.
Yeah, it's just like, this is like a bean bag as well. It's heavy. This is like a pound or maybe more.
Guys, I can tell you what that is. That is a watchmaker's leather pad to support a watch when you're working on it.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
And I know this because I build watches.
Got the expert on watches here, so
you got the watch builders. You got the watch builders, leather pad, and then you got the jeweler's glasses. Nobody would suspect you're building a lightsaber.
I'm better at lightsabers than I am at watches.
Yeah, watches are no joke. Those are tons of little parts.
But watchmaking is actually one of the skills that goes into being a sabersmith a little bit, especially if you're doing crystal chamber parts. Crystal chamber parts are a lot like building watches.
Yeah, that part I do know.
Yep.
My whole deal is like steampunk themed. Like my bedroom, I could probably turn a light on, but I got gears and stuff just on my wall. You know, all the teeth line up and all that.
That's cool.
I love
I
the
gotta say-
steampunk look.
I got a
Sabers.
saber you'd like. This is my
Oh, look at
first
that
major.
flex. Is that brass? A brass flex?
It's a brass flex steampunk.
Nice.
Here, I'll blow myself up so JT can check it out. There you go. This is
Look
my
at
baby.
that.
Yes.
Love that.
Even says Steam Flex. This is my very first build. I didn't know you were Steam Flex.
Unbelievable.
Those rivets, those pop rivets are sweet too. On the
Yeah,
grips.
this one took some time.
But everything.
Yeah,
goes
my
together.
my address is this. You can just send it over whenever you feel like it.
Oh, I love the blue glass eye there.
All right, back to space mode.
That's incredible.
Thanks, Space.
I think that might have been the first video I saw of yours featured that.
Yeah, that was
sabers in it.
that was kind of the first serious saber I did up. That was, almost fully custom.
Dave, I think I asked you before. That's a genuine Graflex, right?
It's not. There was a guy on eBay called himself One Ober One, and he made some pretty cool hilts. And I think he was the guy behind the brass flexes. He did a short run of them, and TCSS bought them up at one point, and we're selling them off. I found him after the TCSS run, and he had like 2 left, and I was like, I'll take one. So that's how that started.
How close are they to a vintage?
Identical. I mean, I got out the calipers, and they're literally identical. The thickness of the metal and everything. It's crazy.
All the ins and outs are in the right places?
Yeah, I can pull this core out and put it in a vintage, and it'll work.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah.
I always thought that was a vintage that you sanded down to the brass. If you sand down the chrome on a vintage, you'll get
Right.
that brass.
Yep, that's exactly what it would look like. You're right. Yep.
Yeah. Although I don't know how if you could do it to the bunny ears and everything now.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is kind of a weird bunny ear. Yeah, it's not like a vintage bunny ears. He did them a little different. It's got the same flip up tabs. Well, here it's got the same exact flip up tabs like the vintage has. You see it here and here, but he ran a screw through it. But then this part used to be solid, and I had to split it open to accommodate a 1-inch blade on this one because I used the TCSS 1-inch blade.
The blade emitter
on this one. Yeah, but this one comes apart super easy. I just take the back end off and the core comes out. And this core will slide right into a vintage and operate.
Ooh.
Wow,
Nice.
look at that.
Oh my gosh,
Nice.
dude. You can't
Nice.
show me these things. My wallet is like having nightmares.
Nice.
Wow,
my
man, that's your first saber?
Yeah, this is my oldest.
I'm gonna quit.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. Well
I was
done.
messing around with the master replicas, and then I was like, you know what? It's time to get serious, and this was the first one I did
That's pretty
with
serious.
the laser cutter.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Me and Mundo are gonna quit and ride off into the sunset tomorrow.
Giddy up.
That's funny.
When you guys are riding off into the sunset, are there going to be 3 suns?
Yep.
Of course.
Blinding your eyes.
Now I'll be singing George Strait's "This Is Where the Cowboy Rides Away."
Be a tri-solar eclipse.
I think that's why I have a soft spot for crystal
too.
chambers, and like the whole underneath the lightsaber reveal with like the built like Harris said, watchmakers kind of parts. Everything has a place that it looks like it has to go, even if it doesn't have a function. Yeah, that's very nice.
I'll give you guys some trivia.
Star Wars was like, it looked like it worked.
Be right back.
I'm going to give you guys some Harris trivia. Where did I learn to be a watchmaker?
When you were
At the watch
Dagobah.
store.
should I say it?
At the watch
What,
store.
You know?
You were security for a jeweler, isn't that right?
Well, very close, very close. But my first job ever, I worked for the Philadelphia Parking Authority, which are basically meter maids. They walk around and give out tickets. And I hated that job so much that I finally got an inside job, and they sent me to school to learn how to build clocks. And I became the repairman for the parking meters. So that's some of the skill that I put into building Sabers.
Didn't you
That's
say
a
you
good
had a
skill to
job
have.
where you used to bring like I don't know, diamonds to the bank for a jeweler? Or something?
Yeah, well, I used to be a pawnbroker. I ran a pawn shop. So I would buy and sell diamonds and take stuff down to in Philly. There's a big strip of stores called Jewelers Row. I just assume that all you guys are from the area, know what Jewelers Row is. But I used to transport diamonds and stuff down to the big stores down on Jewelers Row that would buy in bulk.
Holy smokes, man.
Now, I know you guys have seen this, that it's nowhere near done at all or anything like that, but I don't know if JT's seen this or not. I started this a while back. So if you can see that right there.
I got you, Mundo. Hold on. Bam.
Ooh.
Oh, nice
So
job,
I
Mundo.
started this. Yeah, this is
I like
this
those
is a
coils.
future build. This is a future build right here. So, but
Very nice.
just
That's
kind
a
of
great
get you
start.
ideas for the.
Mundo, all that needs is an emitter, and that same emitter from TCSS would work great on that.
Yeah,
The one that
I
Dave
know
just showed.
exactly, and I'm trying to decide whether I want another something like right here in front where the crystal's at, like a short little something,
Got ya.
or because I'm definitely gonna put something to tighten in the crystal in there, but I'm not exactly how I want to put the LEDs to light up the crystal in there just yet. So, like I said, this is a future build, and quite a few ideas for this one here. And
What
we'll
did you
see
use for the spacers on that?
the spacers or the
Like
look brass
plumbing
for
burrs.
yeah, those are the brass hose whatever you call them. Shoot.
Brass
Um,
burr.
something like that. I think they're because when you put the plastic hose on them, that
Grab.
the teeth grip that hose and you can't.
I know
pull
what
it
they are.
off.
Yeah.
You
They're
know
in
what
the
that
brass
almost looked
plumbing
like?
section.
They'd almost looked like one of those pneumatic like air hose clamps.
Air hose. There you go.
Yeah.
Air hose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually used on my car when the plastic ones break. You can join two hoses together with those.
So when I saw those, I saw like, man, dude, that's gonna look kind of sweet with the crystal in the middle, and then a few other little greeblies in there, and that should like work really well.
Mundo, that's
Once
kind of
I
how
get
I
it all
built my
together.
Star Killer.
Star
That's
Killer.
Yeah, the MHS Star Killer that I made. That's
Uh-huh.
kind of how I did that one. Similar to that chassis right there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think
You're off
maybe
to a
one
good
of these
start.
days I'll end up making a Star Killer. I'm really starting to like. The more and more I see of the Star Killers, I'm starting to like the design more and more.
That's
They're
one of
a
my
fun
favorite
build.
designs. I
Yeah,
have
me
one
too.
that I still haven't finished. I'll show it to you guys. It's gorgeous.
There should be a Star Killer in everyone's home.
So I can't take credit for this, but this was made by I forgot what's his name.
Oh, see?
Nice
Oh my
watch
God, I
list.
like that.
This was made by, goddamn, I can't remember his name right
Is that a
now.
JQ Sabers?
Clamp.
Am I getting
No.
I've
that
never
right?
seen one with the clamp there.
It's the other guy, Patrick. He actually fell out of the community on bad terms.
Oh, see, he did the pommel justice. No, hardly anyone does a round open pommel like that, Rob. That's my favorite. Yeah, that's how it
Very
should
cool.
be, I think.
Yep.
God, that's gorgeous.
So when Christian was building mine, he actually asked me, "Do I want 4 painted bars in the front?" And I went with the traditional 2. But I've like yours. I know Darth Atlas does 4 bars on a good amount of his, and they look really nice. It creates like a rounded effect around that chamber. Makes it look like a bird cage. It's really cool.
Yep.
Wasn't it both ways in game? 2 and 4 bars?
So in the game, there's like a lot of inconsistencies with Galen Merrick's lightsaber, like where he's like meditating and building it. It looks a certain way. When it's on Felucia and you zoom in, it has like mixed up colors. There's a bunch of inconsistencies. So like that's the beauty of the Star Killer. You can go like any other way and just mix and match the different colors and looks.
What you putting in it, Rob? CFX, I assume?
You know what? I haven't really messed with it because I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah.
But it's on my to-do list because I do want to get this baby installed because I really love this Hilt, but I just, like I said, I haven't had the time to do it. But this is on my. Eventually, it'll get installed.
I got like 2 Star Killers.
I still love the sabers that you showed last week, man. My brain's still on those.
Oh yeah, that one with the what is it? The one with the scrolling inside of the leather.
He was showing that on Instagram today. Rob had a post on Instagram, and a couple posts. Maybe that saber's like fucking sweet.
Rob, what's your Instagram? I'll follow you right now.
It's Ciroc Lightsabers, I think. I don't even know my own Instagram. Hold on.
All right.
I don't know my own Instagram.
Oh, I just typed in Ciroc and it came up.
Oh, there you go. Cool.
Came up. It came up. Yeah, there you go.
Rich asked who picked up the new KR Obi-Wan, and that freaking Goth 3D full metal is sick. I love that chassis.
Crazy looking, man.
Yeah, oh my god, I am so mad.
I wanted it, Rich, but I did not pull the trigger.
I met Rick at Celebration. That guy is so cool. He's the nicest guy, man. Like Rick, he's such a nice guy. That dude is a sweetheart. I like him a lot.
Yeah, man.
I imagine that chassis is about on par with the cost for an MB Saber. I'm guessing, right, guys?
No, I don't think so.
Nah,
no, a little less.
You can get the whole package. Saber, I think Cal sells it. Saber soundboard. Then the Goth metal master chassis for like 1,100.
Wow.
All bundled together.
It's all installed.
No,
it just comes
like all the chassis
it's the
parts
kit.
are in
It's
the
the kit.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Pretty sure.
With the MB, you have to actually go to what do you call it? Shapeways.
Shapeways.
And individually put each piece into your cart. And every MB that I built, I always wind up spending an extra $300 to $500 on parts that I never use. But then I figured that they're parts for my next MB, and I never get around to it.
Or you upgrade so that like brass part wasn't fancy enough anymore.
Yeah. I bought the brass shrouds, and I upgraded them to real silver. They went from $130 a piece to $400 a piece for just the just the covers.
As much as I want that Obi-Wan saber, I want a Sorok sabers more.
Right.
You just gotta tell me what you want me to make, and I'll make it.
I'm like undecided though. I'm like a constantly changing.
Kid in the candy store doesn't know what he wants to eat.
Yeah,
he wants it all.
Right. That's about how I am. But what the funny difference is, though, I mean, as much as I want, I gotta really be picky and choosy on what I get.
There's so many sabers that I want to build. There's so many sabers that I want to build, and you just can't have them all.
Any update on that flame?
Right?
There was.
I want a
Dave,
wall
did
like
you-
Rob, man.
Did you see the update? It was like 2-3 weeks ago, Dave.
I thought you sent that one to me.
Is that the one you saw or I saw? It was a couple weeks back, and
Yeah.
he was saying, somebody was saying that they can't wait till they get their hands on theirs, and he was saying, like, he made a comment like, well, it should be like August. So I don't
Oh,
know.
that's close. That's today.
Well, yeah,
Today.
August is today.
Yeah.
Mundo Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Mundo.
I'm trying to be positive, but I'm not holding my breath on it, man.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
No, there
Be
have been a
taking
lot
another.
of there have been a lot of promises.
They're
that
toying
come
with
in
Harris's emotions, and he's not. too
Yeah,
pleased.
man.
I'm an emotional dude. You guys know that. I went off last week, right?
Passion.
Harris, you
We
were
didn't know
scaring
this.
me a little bit, man.
Why
You were
you drumming?
scaring me. I was just
That was the most entertaining part.
I was just telling these guys, I was like playing video games, just listening to the live stream, just in the background. All of a sudden, Harris is like, and if you do this, F you, because I stand for this guy. I'm like, oh shit, I better watch this, boy.
Bet you turned away from your video game, right?
I did.
Nick says Harris is no fun when he's positive.
What can I say, guys?
Yeah, the views go up when we have angry Harris.
There you go.
What can I say?
Whenever there's drama,
Because-
the views always go up.
Meg's also going, hey, you never go full Harris when 1/3 will suffice. Unless you're
I'm
Harris.
like, does that
Oh
make-
my gosh, dude! If Civilized Sabers has merch on their shirt, you need to have "Never Go Full Harris."
Oh, I need to
Be
write that down
awesome.
because we just started a merch
Yeah.
store.
I'd buy
started
it.
a merch-
I would.
We have a-
I'd
we
buy
have a
it too,
five-star
definitely.
t-shirt
I
out.
would wear my Harris shirt proudly.
What,
Put it
what
on
was,
the back.
what was that? What was the chick's name in that? Like the show with Donald Trump, the boss, where he's the boss and he fires
Apprentice.
people?
Omarosa.
Yeah,
The
is
Apprentice.
does that make me like? Am I the Omarosa of Civilized Sabers? Is that me?
Oh my god.
That's funny.
You're fired. No, damn it, you're fired.
I'm the drama queen.
Hey, dude, come on in. You want to say hi?
No, you're all fun. Ain't no drama queen here.
I'm going off. You
Balls
guys are
to the
laughing
wall,
at me. Maybe
buddy.
that's a bad thing too.
Come on. Come say hi.
So did you guys see the Andor trailer?
Watch
Yeah,
it tonight.
today.
Watch it. Looks good. Looks good.
Yeah.
It's out already?
I have
Okay,
not
the
seen
trailer
it yet.
came out.
So it's a good trailer, huh?
Yeah, it looks good.
Give it a peek, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I'll have to
they
check it
released
out tonight.
they released the Andor trailer, like the teaser. Was it like a month or two ago, or a month and a half ago, or something like that? Or it was like the dude like ringing the bell and all that, and they had like the Phase 2 clone troopers, like a little glimpse of them.
I believe it's the same guy that made Rogue One, right? Or
I think so.
yeah, I think that's what I heard.
I think so.
It,
Oh,
it
wait,
looks really good though. The new
I
trailer
only-
looks really good.
I didn't know all that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of got the impression of if you like Rogue One, you'll like the show.
I loved Rogue One. That was a good movie.
Well,
Yeah, I
well,
liked
this
it too.
Andor is
That
it's
was
another one
really
of
good.
Andor is another one of Disney's babies, so they're gonna be dumping a lot more money into this compared to like Boba or Obi-Wan.
Oh,
It needed-
really?
It needed more lightsabers.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, if it's as quarter as good as Narcos with Diego Luna, who's the same actor, if it's as quarter as good as that, it'll be excellent.
He was in the movie Elysium too. Where
Elysium 2?
I don't remember him from.
No, the movie's just called
I didn't
Elysium.
even know there was a part 2.
No, it's just the movie's just Elysium. I'm saying he was
Oh,
in
okay,
it
I
too,
was gonna
like
say, I
as
didn't
well.
know there
Yeah,
As in also.
yeah, also. It's that movie with the it's like the exosuits that they screw
I love
into the
that.
people.
Yeah,
Matt Damon,
Yeah, and they like wear
Joe
around
Brillo.
it was
combat.
pretty
Hey
good.
guys, I'm going to narrate here for a minute as Anthony's building that blade, and I want everybody to take notice of how short those wires are in there. They're maybe an inch long, you know. He's testing right now. Those wires are maybe an inch long.
Are you, Harris? Are you talking about like where they come out, like where they flay
At the
off?
bottom, the wires that go from the bottom of the pixel strip, then they run into the little blade plug chip, or not the blade plug chip, the little TriStar chip, I should say.
Okay.
You know,
One down.
I've seen guys put it's got like a bird nest.
It's working.
It's got like a bird's nest inside the bottom of the blade, and one of the features that you know that Civilized Sabers puts into their blades is no bird's nest. That wire, if you look right by Ant's finger, what's that, about an inch and a half, Ant?
But I kind of fold it because I want like a springy nature to like the inside here, so that if there's like flex, it's not going to break off. There's actually going to be like something there to kind of spring back.
Right.
Because like as you're swinging around the blade, like you're gonna have you know it's possible that or at least when I'm making the blade, maybe not when you're swinging it around, but when I'm making it, we may need, you know, a little springiness there just to make sure that nothing pops out and that it just lasts and lasts. So that's the reason for that. So as you can see here, I kind of put like a kink in that, and then I'll put like, you know, I'll kind of cut them about here. And each one of, well, actually that one will be a little shorter because like each one of these is staggered. So I have the LEDs like staggered here, and the next strip will be staggered as well. So we're just going to get the most even light that we can get around this TriStar assembly.
And also, Jim Smith is talking about how Anthony is testing the blade. Anthony, almost every time Anthony adds a component, he will test. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but that little silver box there to the bottom of the left of Anthony's screen right there, that is a CFX in a box. That's a lightsaber in a box. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the little black plug on the bottom of that is a pixel pin, and you can just push a NeoPixel blade onto that and light up the blade, and that's how we test at Civilized Sabers.
You want to know what's badass? Because that reminds me so much about Legends EU. There's a comic book series called Dawn of the Jedi, and the Jedi species, it's called the Jedi, wore a proto-pack saber with a string that attached to their lightsaber.
Yeah.
And basically when they cut that string, you got no more lightsaber.
Yeah.
But they had boxes. They wore boxes on their belts.
Yep.
So crystal focus in a box.
That's a saber in a box.
That's a saber in a box. That's cool. You can honestly make like a proto pack.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
And
not
like
to be not to be confused with that Justin Timberlake video. I don't know if you guys ever saw that one. You all know which one I'm talking about?
I was just thinking that. I was like, I'm not gonna say that. That's funny as hell. Oh shit.
Yeah. You guys rest of you guys ever see that video?
Oh yeah.
Funny video.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Justin Timberlake did a music video for Saturday Night Live.
It's in a box.
And the song's called Dick in a Box, basically.
Oh, that's the one where they like spin the box?
Yeah. The box is on their dick, and
he's wearing a present on his pants. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing that.
That's a saber in a box, not a dick in the box.
Well, I know what Jake's talking about because I read the comic where those they had force sabers, right? Like the sabers worked because of the force, not really because of like electronics.
So Dawn of the Jedi was actually the very beginning of like everything. It's as far back as you can make it, like before the Old Republic and all that kind of stuff. So
that's 25,000 years, because like the Jedi were supposed to be about 25,000 years old.
Yes, they didn't even understand lightsaber technology at the time. There was no such thing as the Jedi or the Sith, because it was just a species of people called the Jedi. And then there was Sith species, which were like this red-skinned with the mandible kind of look to them. And once they developed the first lightsaber, that was the proto-pack. And the Sith had to, the Sithari had to fight this. So they actually imbued metal swords with dark side alchemy to go against that, and then later on it develops into metals that will, like, when it's clashed with the lightsaber, it'll actually retract the blade, like short fuse it. I think it was called cortosis or something.
Wow.
And then it developed, and okay, we can't use that, so we got to actually take this proto pack and turn it into like a free form thing because we're feeling limited. All that stuff gets fleshed out. It's really cool.
Where were the crystals? Were the crystals in the box?
The crystals were actually, standard like Kyber, like Ilum Kyber crystals.
Were they in the box or the saber hilt?
I think they were still in the hilt, but some sort of. Actually, I can't answer that. I
think I've seen pictures of what JT's talking about, and the crystal, I believe, actually stuck out of the emitter a little bit with the protopacks, right?
The crystal might be in the protopack or the lightsaber, but I know that once the cable connecting the two was severed, there was no more lightsaber. So the protopack was actually powering it somehow, and
maybe that's the battery source.
Yeah.
That was the battery source before they had the smaller, and I never know how to pronounce it, but dadium, the dadium power cells.
This was before the Force was even a thing. Like they didn't understand it, so they couldn't like be in tuned with their crystal. They were just kind of using that scientific technology. Yeah.
Speaking of sabers, is there any source material as to where exactly we're getting all these sabers from? And any source, whether it's movie, comic book, cartoons, like I would like, if there isn't, it would be cool to have like a show that just shows where the sabers are actually being made and coming from, or how they're being made.
Well, did you ever read the book I, Jedi?
No, I have not.
So that's by Michael Stackpole, and that book describes the character Coran Horn's building of a lightsaber. So at least for that one character, it's not trying to say in the book like this is how it happens for everybody, but in that book, Coran Horn needs to build a lightsaber like kind of as fast as he can. And I forget how long it takes him, but they describe in the book that it takes about a month. Like if you're not in a super hurry, like it takes about a month. And if you're in a hurry, like a Jedi can do it in like 2 days. Like if they really need to, it'll take the whole 2 days, And I forget how long Coran Horn takes to build his, but he's the one that takes the speeder bike handle because he finds like a wrecked speeder bike.
That's what I was saying last week, Rob. That saber you held up, the one with the machined, it was your pod racer one. I said that looks like Coran Horn's speeder bike handle. Because he actually just used a swoop bike handle for his lightsaber.
So speaking of that, check this out. And I never made this come to fruition. I did a chassis for it, but I didn't actually go with the process. It was just a crazy idea I came up with. These are bike handles, motorcycle handles, and I was gonna turn these into a lightsaber.
Nice.
I had seen some of those like on Wish, and I had thought about the same concept, and I was like, that would have been interesting.
So I could do this project somewhere down the line, but it would be cool to have this as a lightsaber, right? These two?
Yeah, definitely cool.
Yep.
Like a staff, saber staff, or like a
it would. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be because of its design, because it's got this part right here, the spike, and this is a handle. It'd be more kind of like I forgot the guy's name in Solo's movie, a Solo story, where he kind of had the blade and it would swing it around. It would kind of be like that.
Oh, Dryden Voss.
Yes.
So maybe like a double sabers setup type.
Yeah, I mean it could be like a little mini staff, I guess, as well.
So the knives and daggers that Dryden Voss used were actually vibro blades. But yeah, that what you're holding kind of reminds me of Nihilus's blade style, because it's like tapered, and then the way it comes to the end is like a point. Yep. They call it the unicorn horn.
I don't know. This was just an idea I had after I saw these, and I was like, "Oh, these would make cool lightsabers maybe one day if I
Yeah.
decided
Yeah.
to work with them. But I don't
Definitely.
think this is actual metal. I think this is like maybe it doesn't sound like metal. It
Plastic.
sounds
Whoa.
like not porcelain. What's that material?
Ceramic?
Yeah, it sounds like ceramic.
Ceramic.
Yeah.
So I don't know how feasible this would be. I mean, the inside core is metal. And
Well,
it might
I
have just
missed
been
the-
coated.
I missed the
inside
origin
is
story,
metal, too.
Rob. I was commenting. Where did you get those?
So I got these on Amazon. They were like $20 or something like that.
And what are they exactly? I
They're
missed the-
motorcycle. They're actual motorcycle
grips.
handles.
Oh
Grips, grips
shit.
for a like
Yeah.
you put on a Harley Davidson
Okay.
Yes.
kind of bike.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
Those are crazy cool. So
Yeah,
you
they
think it's
probably-
like ceramic coated aluminum?
Yeah, it feels that. I don't think the core is aluminum. It feels like steel, but the outside you can hear it. That's not metal.
What
Rob,
happens if
you
you
could
put
you
a
could take
magnet?
that idea and machine that, Rob. out of
Yes,
metal.
I absolutely could machine that
Yeah.
easily. It wouldn't be difficult to do that. That might be something in the works, unless Ant wants to call dibs on it and have that made instead.
I wasn't paying attention, but if it's cool, yeah, sure.
He's got to grow a handlebar mustache though.
Yep, he sure does.
He'd have more on the lip than he would in his head.
I'm on that same boat. You're almost done there, huh, Ant? Looks pretty much complete.
Well, I'm almost
Yeah,
done
it
with,
looks
like, this
good.
strip. So I'm almost ready to test the second strip here. Let's just see. Hopefully all our pixels are working. And what we can do here is to like kind of clean that up, is
You got all three of them on there already?
clean the wires. No, I just got two of them. I've got a third one kind of wired up nearby, but it's not connected yet.
Would it be easier to put all three of them together and then put all the wires together and then solder it onto the pad as one?
You mean like if this was connected here already?
Yeah, if you had them all like already wired up and ready to go, and you had the three pixel strips wired together, ready to be just wired and as one to the
So-
PCB.
Rob, to answer that, the pixel chips have solder points for 9 connections for the TriStar.
Oh, okay, got it. That makes sense.
On the solder side of the pixel chip, there's
Gotcha.
actually there's 3. It's designed in a triangle form, and each side has 3: power, negative, and data for each individual strip.
Gotcha. I
Like,
got
you remember what Samwise says to Frodo? He says, "Share the load."
Jim Smith's comment.
Look at that.
We got 2 sides. Switch colors here.
2/3 power. We're almost to unlimited power.
I also like what Cole said about the audio version of iJedi book. He says it's abridged. He does not recommend it. They take out the lightsaber part. You don't want to listen to that book. You want to read it.
There's a lot of books and stuff. I gravitate towards the comics because I have like an ADHD. I can't stare at text for too long. I get bored. I need the pictures, you know. I need the explosions.
It needs
Plus they just look cooler, man.
Oh, yeah.
But the only way I would be able to get those stories is by talking to friends, reading up online, and then listening to audiobooks, like audio readout versions of them.
Yeah, I got a ton of audiobooks, man, on one little SD card that I'm gonna send to my cousin that I've already been listening. Like I've got the Thrawn series, and I've got the Bane series, and I've got all. I mean, a crap load. I think about 50 or 60 audiobooks on there, something like that.
I love using audiobook clips for the Lightsaber. Yeah.
I have a library of storytelling from the Old Republic in clips. In fact, I think there's like 25 or 24 different individual stories that you can play on your saber, and it'll just tell you the whole story of whatever.
Yeah, I got a few from Ann. I don't know where he got them from.
Me and Harris sometimes listen to those. I think either they're from Jedi Arms Dealer or they're from I forget where.
Was that you, Dave? You put them in any of your sound fonts?
Wait, I'm commenting with Rich for troubleshooting a font.
Audiobooks in the into the iSaber section of the fonts. Audiobook clips, like I have.
No, that's a good idea though.
Hang on. Let me see if I can get it to work. Hang on.
That's a really good idea, actually.
SD card system menu. Sound effect selection. Crystal focus.
Oh, I wanted to tell Jedi Arms Dealer this idea I had.
SD card audio player.
It's about it.
I'll have to wait for Harris. Hold on.
No,
You'll probably find it later.
Okay, I found one.
Crystal focus.
Returned after years.
That's it, Rob.
Of the Jedi Council.
That's it. That's what I was trying to find.
Revan and Malik's descent into darkness actually began with compassion. The compassion that compelled them to enter the Mandalorian Wars. Of all wars in Republic history, the war with the Mandalorians was the bloodiest, due in large part to the Mandalorians' ambitious leader.
Oh, wow.
Mandalore the Ultimate sought to create the most powerful army in the galaxy.
Nice.
Was that pretty easy to achieve?
He had to defeat the Republic.
Yeah, the clip's already made, Mundo.
No. But getting the sound clip, was it pretty easy to get into the saber as far?
Oh
as
yeah, you just
drop
number it
into
and throw it in.
Yeah, number it and throw it into the file.
Number it, okay, and throw it in. Okay.
It goes into the iSaber or the Saber Tracks file.
It goes into the Saber Track files.
Okay.
That's cool. Hey, Space, isn't that a prism in your text box, if I remember?
Yes, I have a prism in this one.
The prism
and I have
5.
another one here because this one here runs a Profi because I actually couldn't get another board to go up to 280 at the time, which is I wanted to test a lot of LEDs. So this one can actually run like the Dual Star Omega, which has 264 LEDs on the strip. So that's why I use this one. And I was actually thinking of making a Dual Star Omega, but make it a Tri-Star Omega.
Oh wow!
So I was gonna ask you, Dave, for a triangle, but bigger than this tricore because I want to put a Omega
50-50?
style strip on it, and it's going to be the blade with the most LEDs ever in the world. It's going to have 780 LEDs in the blade.
Good Lord, that's a lot of LEDs.
See, and I got 2 CFX boards that later on I'll be putting in. Right now, the one that I'm working on my friend's memory saber is the Prism 5.1.
Hey, Dave, you can take me off the main screen and put Ant back.
All right. Well, I was waiting for you to answer Cole Weathers.
He's getting camera shy.
Oh, is that saber for me, Rob? I can send you all the pictures you want, Cole. Videos, pictures, anything. Postcards, you got it, buddy.
Very nice. That's a good way to be, Rob.
Thanks, Jared. It's one of my favorites.
It's a great looking hilt, man. A great looking hilt.
So you're thinking about running the Omega strips side by side on each side of the triangle space?
Yeah, like 3 Omega strips to like 264 times 3.
Oh God.
And
You
so
gotta hook it up to a car battery.
yeah, like it's got like my Dual Star Omega crackles the speaker on mixed colors already, so I don't think it could actually. I mean, it's kind of like a pipe dream, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it'll kind of work, but maybe it'll work if I just run like blue, or if I just run green or something.
What have you tested it all with paralleling larger batteries?
Only like years ago, and I need to do it again for like more modern circumstances. But I only did that to like extend the runtime. In the past, I never thought that a blade was going to have like that blade. If we built that Dual Star, or sorry, the TriStar Omega would have 2,000 plus diodes. So if you were running white, I mean, yeah, like the city's lights would start flickering.
You got to use these big batteries right here.
What else is the night core?
21s or 26?
This is a 2150.
2150. Yeah, that's a nice monster. What's the amp rating on that, Rob?
Let me see. On the discharge?
Yeah, like what'll clip the battery protection?
It says 15 amps.
Okay. That was my next question, Space, is like, have you ever had a blade trip the battery protection and the battery chip?
No, I haven't had that happen yet.
That is interesting because, I mean, have you ever used a 10 amp battery? Because you would think some of your blades would do that.
Yeah, like I've used, like, you know, the Michael Murphy Graflex I have just has two 17 650. Is that what they are? No, they're 18500s. No, they're 17500s, I think is what they are, times 2 in series. And those is like kind of like you have less amps there than you have on a 18650. And I always test the blades in that Saber as well, and I never have a problem. Like sometimes it looks like real bright too. So haven't had a problem with anything turning off yet, anything shutting off due to the protection circuit.
That's wild.
I think it's because like I don't use the 50/50, so I'm always using these 35/35s, which are just like more efficient. Maybe that's the idea. But
yeah,
you know,
it makes sense.
The Omega LEDs are even smaller, but those have a pull because those there's just so many that they cause my speaker to crackle.
I don't mean to cut you guys off here, but I gotta head out here.
All right, Jake.
Yeah, I got plans tomorrow morning.
All right, Jake.
Thanks for hanging out tonight.
It's been good.
On Monday.
Take care, Jake.
Good, bro.
Yeah,
it's Tuesday right now. We're 3 minutes into Tuesday.
It's Taco Tuesday on Edmundo Monday night.
All right, you guys are awesome. Thanks for having me on. And peace out.
Thanks, buddy.
Later, bro.
Oh, we appreciate you being here, bro. Later.
All right, I think what I'll do is I'll connect this last strip.
Amen.
Have a success. We will close down the show with a success. Let's see what happens. Bless you.
May God bless you.
See, I spoke the truth. Spoke the truth, and that's what happened.
How about doing a try with 50/50s, Space? Is that even possible?
Well, I think it's like the same. It might be the same triangle core that you make for the Omega strips, which I have like one right here. Let me see if I pull it on the camera. I don't know if you could see how wide that is. This is just a little. So this is probably 10 millimeters wide or so. Let's actually see what it is. Let's check it out.
Those are so cool. I was stoked when you sent me a roll of those. I was like, these things are sick. The density is just so fine on them. That's the finest one I've found. How about you?
Yeah,
that's
like
that same calipers.
One.
Very nice. I use those same calipers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got that same setup.
All right,
They
let's
look
see what
cool.
we got here.
Does that give you fractions also?
I think so, yeah, because if I hit this, yeah, I can go into fractions.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Nice.
sweet. So I think this is about 10. So this is exactly 10. Now the 50/50s are 12. But I think if you made me a triangle a tricore that was, let's say, 9.7. So I could
Wow,
hang
man.
one of these like ends a little off it. If you know what I'm saying, I have like a little flap off the edge.
You know
I
how much
think
that flap
will
will bend?
work for the 50/50. We could probably do a
Okay.
TriStar with a 50/50 too. But you know, we
Nine
would have
point
less
eight.
confusion. You'd probably see more LEDs.
Okay.
Yeah, I just noticed we're all wearing black shirts. Mundo, go change.
I always wear black
Hey.
shirts.
It was Mundo Monday, all right. I gotta be the runt of the litter here.
Wyatt Martin asked, how many LEDs are in a TriStar Space?
Well, normally there's 350. This TriStar I'm building right now is the first ever short TriStar. Unless I built one for Harris, I may have. But this one is a short TriStar, which is 18 inches. This one is going to have, I guess, half of 350. So what would that be?
175.
175. So I'll tell you exactly. After I cut off the end here, yeah, it'll probably be like something like between 160 and 175. But for an 18-inch blade, I mean, that's a lot of LEDs. But a normal TriStar I make at 32 inches has like 360, let's say 350 to 360.
Make sure you put your shades on when you get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my shades on already.
Harris is ready.
Fire glasses.
It's gonna white out the screen, everybody. So stand by.
I'm preparing some Star Wars trivia questions to ask you guys next week. Gonna have 3 or 4 or 5 trivia questions for you guys next week.
I'll have Google up ready to go.
I can't have any whiskey or I won't remember anything.
Here's an off-topic. Here's an off-topic for fun. Has anybody seen Guardians of Justice on Netflix?
No. What is that?
Not yet.
It is like a cross between Justice League meets Mortal Kombat. Oh my god. It is crazy, man.
Oh, I know what you're
It's
talking about.
crazy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The dad and his kid, and he like, I think the first episode he kills off all these superheroes all viciously, and they're like, "Why? Why?" And he's just like, "Eh." Yeah, I did see some of that. That was pretty wicked.
But you got your Superman, you got your Wonder Woman, you got the Flash. I mean, you got
Different
everybody in the
versions, yeah.
Justice League, and then they do it like Mortal Kombat style. Too funny.
Tom says he's tripped a 10 amp on Flash on Class with a Profi.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, you got to be pushing 10 amps with a full, even KR blade would be pretty close to tripping it.
KR blade's pretty powerful, especially in that full size. Oof.
Yeah.
That's bright.
I think that's why TCSS, I think they stopped stocking the 10 amp, right? Aren't we all 15s now? I don't remember.
I've never had a power trip, and I've used even the Surefire batteries, and I've never had an issue with tripping anything. They've all worked fine.
That's
Which is
cool.
weird. And I have everybody's blade. I have KR's blade. The only blade I don't have is Ant's blade, so I got to get a pair of those. But I got, KR blades. I got other people's blades. I got a bunch of different pixel blades that I've used and never had an issue.
I'd say if you're running like the KR with no problem, you're going to run a TriStar with no problem.
Yeah, Jim, I believe it. I've never seen the 1515s in action, but
Those are tiny.
Yeah, for the most part, I do use the 15 amps. But if I need another battery and those die and I haven't charged them, then for test purposes they work fine. But I wouldn't use it consistently.
shut up. Everybody's over here waiting all anxiously. Come on,
Yeah, we want to see the
you can do it. You can do it.
We can do it. Keep going.
See this? Oh, here we go.
Give up.
Hey, Rob.
Yo,
I got a new
what
fridge.
you got?
Oh, look at that. There you go.
That's fancy.
They delivered it 3 days ago. I was like giddy as hell.
Nice. Are you gonna put a Han Solo on it?
You bet.
Oh, you
There
better.
you go. Oh, Rob, I was just gonna ask that too, man. Great,
Oh,
too
actually,
slow, bro.
Great idea.
That's funny.
Go ahead and ask. I retract my question.
Nah, I can't take it back now.
Maybe Darth Jar Jar.
There you go.
Darth Jar Jar.
Nah.
Oh man, I've seen some pics of that. Oh my god. Darth Jar Jar.
It's go time.
Can you imagine him in a fight? No, I guess it would be the hilarity of it, man, when he's pissed off trying to fight you.
Yeah, there you go. Tom answered it. Tri-stars are parallel. Yep. All right.
Let's hope.
Future's so bright.
We got a triple strip.
It's working.
It's working.
Yeah, JAD, hit the button. It's working.
Blam.
So what I do is here,
Oh, wait. Oh, you're talking about.
I will add some heat shrink to hold this all together. There'll be multiple layers of this, so what I'm doing here is just adding a couple pieces, but I like to have the second and third layer be whole pieces. These are just partial pieces, so I can play with the make sure the LED strips are like right at the edge. Like, you know where it forms a triangle? You don't want to have any space there. Like me and Jedi Arms Dealer fiddled with the size of these tri-cores to make sure that these skinny strips fit perfectly on the tri-core. And if you have an area where there's space, just fiddle with that until, you know, the heat shrink is malleable for a second when it's warm. You can like just press it into place if your LEDs aren't properly adhere to the triangle, you know, shift them around a bit. Then you could see how we like to stagger the LEDs there.
Yeah.
So you have like a full light.
I got a question, and please forgive me if it's been answered already and I wasn't paying attention. What are your run times on these strips?
Pretty good. Like I would say, like you could do between like 1 and 2 hours, I think, no problem on an 18650. Like, you know, various colors and blade styles and stuff.
Probably
Now this,
single
you know,
colors.
this
get
shorter
way over.
TriStar probably even longer.
True.
All the batteries are pretty good these days. Those 18650s with, you know, like 3,000 plus milliamps. Pretty good for running these.
Speaking of
I'll
batteries,
kinda
how
just
did
do
y'all
that.
like the nano diamond battery stuff I showed y'all?
That was crazy, Mundo.
Yeah, I
Right?
saw that too, Mundo.
I
Back
was
to the
thinking to
future.
myself, I told Ant that we got the beginnings or the diadium cell being born right there and then in those kind of
For
batteries,
real.
man. Shoot, not and you wouldn't even have to charge it ever again. So you'd have a Saber where you never have to charge it at all with one of those damn batteries.
Nuclear powered.
This is just going to have to be
Yeah.
a little more compact here.
Now,
See,
how
once
crazy
I-
would that be? One of those batteries, and you had some of the pogo pins around the battery to connect to a crystal, and then that connects to the chamber. Man, whoo. That'd be kind of sweet looking. What do you think?
Unlimited power.
Yeah,
Unlimited.
unlimited for like how long was it? Like 28,000 years those batteries last or something?
Yeah. You could pass your sabers on down the millennium.
Yeah,
to your
TriStar
family.
power won't be a problem.
Nope.
I think I showed him in my video, but one of the things when you make a TriStar is you do have to modify or make your own little blade end part, because the way the TriStar chip is designed here with the 9 contacts is there's not enough room right here. So this is from
Lip.
TCSS, from the Custom Saber Shop. What I did is I dropped a wide drill bit in my drill press right in here and just left a little lip, like right where I'm trying to point at the little lip that I left. The little lip is going to hold the chip. So this is like a, you know, that lip is still there to hold the chip there. But we have a little more room here to accommodate the TriStar chip and also the solder points, because that's kind of what that space is for. So if I slide this now down the top, before it wouldn't have fit before I did that modification, but now.
You drilled out the overall inner diameter space?
Like I drilled out the, there's a lip there, which is like a wide lip, which is like about a 1/4 inch from about the width of these tweezers right here. It was
so
it was the actual width of this diameter here. It's just
that's for the PCB to seat in there.
Yeah, the
Right.
TriStar solder points are because
Meg
there's
says
some
good night,
metals.
guys.
Good
The
night, buddy.
TriStar
Good night,
solder
Meg.
points are
May
closer
the
to
force
the
be with
outer
you,
edge
bro.
of that chip.
How's it going?
So he's got to widen that inner layer so that the TriStar connection points don't get hit by that inner
Hey
layer.
Dave, since you
16 to
print
18 there.
those clear ones, could you print him those holders? I mean, I could do it too, but since you already do the clear stuff, is that an option?
I've printed mine in the past. Yeah, I could probably figure something like that out.
Because
It'd be better with.
I do my own when he sends me his when I get the here, I'll show you.
Here we go. It's working.
Late to party, but there it is.
So with these right here that I get from Ant, these I get to focus. There we go. These little guys that I use for the blade plugs.
Yeah.
What I do is I've designed my
I'll be
own
right, guys.
holders for them. So here's like my own holders for them. But I use
Right.
black PLA. I don't use clear. So if you use clear, you could make these for him, and he won't have to be scraping and drilling stuff. He can just pop them right in.
Yeah, I made some before, and so if you do them on an FDM printer, you just have to put supports if you want it a 90, where it comes up and flares out. You'd have to put little tiny supports, so it's not super clean when it comes off the printer. So I wish I had a tiny resin printer for that kind of stuff. That'd be perfect. I know what I was going to ask you, Rob, because I don't have a resin printer. Do you find that prints are brittle? Like if you're making smaller pieces on a resin printer versus FDM?
It depends. It really depends. Like I've had stuff. It depends on the resin quality that you use. If you if you use like a cheap resin, then it's gonna be brittle and it's gonna break. But if you use a hard resin, a good quality hard resin, and you can even add hardener to it to even make it stronger and even more flexible, that is also a viable option. I mean, I have resin chassis that I've made that are freaking solid. Like they, I don't know. I have a box of chassis here, but they're strong enough. I mean, for this application right here, they would be fine. But like I said, it just depends on the quality of resin that you're using. If you're using a cheap resin, yeah, it's gonna be real brittle and it's gonna break.
Rich here says Ceratec resin, my favorite.
Yes, Ceratec is good. I use Ceratec. I use Sun resin is really good, and I use Epax resin, which has been really good to me. So those are the three resins that I've used, and I have a bunch of resin printers. I can, if you have the model and you want to send it to me, I can do a test print and see how they work out.
Okay.
Or if you send me one of those PCBs, I can just design it and do it myself.
So I wouldn't have to send you the plastic part that I've modified. I can just send you like the PCB, and then you can give me like a little clearance, because like Harris said, where the solder point would be like a bubble of solder. So
yeah, I can totally do all that.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't know how clean I can get them on an FDM printer because of the lips. You know what I mean, Rob? All the 90 degrees, and then you have a recessed hole, and I don't want to print it that way, because then I don't know. Now the other thing you can do is, go ahead.
So like I said, I've done my own, and the
FDM
on FDM.
Okay,
so here's one right here. So you can do your own supports, right? So you can see all the little supports. You can see them kind of right there, right?
Yep.
You see those?
That's how mine come out. Yep.
Okay, so when you do your supports, are you manually doing them, or are you just pressing auto supports and then you look at them and you're right, we're good to go?
Auto supports.
Okay, that's where you go wrong. You want to do them manually. Cabrera? Yes. So when you do them manually, check this out. So you see them right there, right? Check this out. When you do them manually, they're gone, and it comes off super easy, and it's super easy to clean up.
Did you draw those in, or is there like a circular setting?
I use Tinkercad when I do my designs, and in Tinkercad.
Oh, so you draw the supports in Tinkercad?
No, no. I'm sorry. So I use Simplify 3D for my supports, and you can select where your supports go in Simplify 3D. You can pick exactly where you put them. So what I do is, when you do automatic supports, what ends up happening is the computer isn't smart enough to know not to put the supports where you have lips or drops or changes in an inside or outside diameter. So what I do is I manually put them in here, but I keep them away from the walls of the others, the larger diameter, if that makes sense. So when I do that and I go to pop them off, they come off like this.
So you feel like they would look just as like an FDM printer? You feel like they look just as clean as what you get from TCSS?
Yeah, look. Here, let me show you.
If we're using transparent PLA.
I don't know about the transparency stuff. I mean, if you sand it down, it should be fine. But
it doesn't print as clear as like resin, but it's like a cloudy white.
But you're not going to see that part. So like, see my blade plug here. It's black. The bottom is black. It fits perfect.
Okay.
So I don't have to be buying custom saber shop for something I can print for pennies. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be great.
Right,
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That looks great too.
That
So I
does.
can do
It looks pretty clean.
Hey Rob, do you have like a white plastic that like so it could like kind of match the Civilized Sabers PCB?
See, saying I don't use white PLA. I've never been a fan of colored PLA. I mean, I could do it, but then all my chassis would be clear because I'd be too lazy to swap it out.
Right.
I mean, I could do a resin clear. I could get a clear resin because like I said, I have a bunch of resin printers that, to be honest with you, I'm not using them, at least not at the moment. And I have, I think I have 2 small ones. I got 2 small ones. I got 2 medium-sized ones, and I got 1 giant one for like helmets and stuff. So
Now,
I could.
what would be
It's
better?
not a big deal for me for it to be black. That's fine too.
Forgive me for asking, but is it better with resin or the PLA? Or...
Well,
I mean-
you get a lot higher when you smoke resin.
So it depends what you're doing. Like personally, for me, I don't really like using my resin printers because resin is expensive. It's a very involved process to do a print because not only do you have to you're using toxic chemicals, which is the resin itself. It's the support for doing the supports for it. It's a lot more complicated. So you're more prone to failures if you're not meticulous in going through your entire print to make sure you don't have any islands to where a print can fail. And when I say print can fail, I'm talking about large prints, like detailed prints, like this thing right here. Like this is all resin. This is a 12-inch layout right here. So there's a lot of pieces that could go wrong, and you don't want that to happen when you print this kind of stuff. So, but stuff like this, little things, it's not worth it in resin. At least personally for me, I wouldn't do that in resin because, as you can see, PLA works just fine, and it's less cleanup. And going back to the whole cleanup process with resin, you have to you print it. You got to clean it off the build plate. Then you got to clean the print itself. And then you got to cure the print. And then, you hope you got the measurements right because resin can't flex in size when it cures. It can either shrink or it can expand. And so you have to be careful with resin. At least that's been my experience. So when I do prints in resin, I do stuff that doesn't have to be like perfectly sized. And if I do a chassis in resin, so usually if the inside diameter of a chassis is like, let's say 28 millimeters, when you do a chassis, I tend to go 27.9 just to give me that clearance, or maybe even a little less. But if I'm doing resin, I significantly change that to like maybe a 27.5. Like I really drop it down because it could change.
Wow.
So yeah,
did not
that's
know
just
that.
been my personal
So,
experience, which is limited with chassis with resin because I don't do it that often. But it is there, and so.
Oh, so like on the thing you do, Rob, like it doesn't involve all that
Perfect.
cleanup and all that stuff that you were talking about?
No, so the FDM is really quick and easy. It takes like 30 minutes to print like a batch of these, and it's super easy. Just pop them off, kind of like what you did with your box cutter blade. What I do with these is when I print them, I just kind of go in here and just kind of like scrape off whatever little supports are left, and then it's ready to go. It's super quick, and you just pop it in.
Oh yeah.
It's working.
So I hope that answers your question, Dave. If you have any more questions, I can definitely answer those with the resin.
Hey guys,
Yeah, I want one
it
one
is.
day.
I've hit my bedtime. I've hit the wall.
You
I'm
just
having
got
trouble.
here.
I know. I'm having trouble. I was sleeping earlier. I fell asleep. I lay down on the couch at like 9 o'clock, and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to take a little cat nap. Next thing I know, I woke up. It was 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh my God, I miss the guys. So I jumped in, and then I sat in the background for like 15 minutes I was doing like this, trying to get you guys my attention.
Oh, sorry about that, Harris. I wasn't able to.
I
look
know
at my
you
main
were
screen.
building. You were building. So that's what I
Thanks for
Rich
thought.
says he only
Wait,
uses.
I'm like, you know what?
resin
I
for
said,
chambers.
I texted in the bottom. I'm like, yo, bring me in.
I'm glad you did that, Harris, because I was like, I finally figured out how to scroll down. We got too many people on the screen. There's a little scroll bar on the right I missed. Now I gotta get to you, or whoever comes in number. What would we get up to? 5?
That's funny.
6?
6.
Yeah.
Well, Jedi Arms Dealer, thank you for handling all of the logistics in the background there. That really helped because I wasn't going to be able to let anyone in because I wasn't paying attention.
I just sort of jumped in and started doing it.
Rich says he
All right,
only
guys.
uses resin for chambers these days and combines them with the PLA. So that's pretty interesting.
I'm going to bow out, guys. Have a great night.
Harris, have a good night.
Harris, have a
Harris.
good
I'll
night,
see you
buddy.
guys next week.
See you next week.
Later.
Rock on.
Jim Smith says, safety tip, do not actually smoke resin.
No, that's a bad idea.
Very bad idea.
Yeah, I got a bunch of
And
resin
Rich
stuff.
says that resin is a pain in the ass. Yeah, I believe it.
Look at this.
From what I just heard from you, Rob. Oh, dude,
Yeah, see,
that
that's where you want it to be. That's where you want it to be super clean. That's where resin's king. Look
This
at
is where
that.
resin shines on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, man.
Oh, wow. Oh, my Lord. That's a sick skull, dude. I love skulls.
So everything's
Right.
so smooth resin.
That
That
is
is
sick.
sick.
Is that like a Dothamirian skull or something?
Yeah, it's the Darth Maul skull.
That's so smooth.
So let me show
You
you
not
this.
only killed Darth Maul, you got his skull.
Check out. This is a helmet. You can actually wear this, and this is resin as well.
Jeez.
Dude, that looks
Yeah.
killer, man.
His head got melted in the stormtrooper helmet.
Yep.
Ooh.
It's a skull
Right.
trooper helmet.
That's badass.
So
Dude,
I printed
that
this
is
in resin.
nice.
And my buddy Matt Banks, he's an amazing artist. Like he did the paint job on this.
Wow.
This thing is like legit. Like he even padded the inside. Look at this. Tell me that is not
Wow.
fucking some detail right there.
Oh,
That
That
is,
is
dude.
you know what it looks like to me?
Comfy.
Like, you know, when an alien combines with a species, and then it's like a combination alien plus the species. It looks like an alien combined with a predator and a stormtrooper.
God, look at that.
Stormtrooper had sex with Skeletor.
Oh wow, dude, that's sick.
Tell me this
That's
isn't
a
legit.
print.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
resin.
that's so sick.
Wow.
Dude, I should have you make me a skull, like my next SpaceWindu mask, like a custom
Wow.
SpaceWindu.
Bro, I can do anything. Anything you want.
I like that
Yeah.
attitude.
Rob's got the
Dude.
technology.
I have the technology. I can make you faster, more scully.
Anything you want, I can do it. So here's my arcane mask.
There you
Whoa,
go.
nice.
This is also resin printed, and he also did the padding and the paint. I did the lens.
That's pretty cool.
That's very
Yeah,
cool.
Nice. Very nice.
What is that? What is that exactly?
That's the Old Republic Arcane Knights of the Fallen Empire, I believe.
One of my top 5 favorite hilts.
Yes.
Rob is the print master.
So here's the hilt. I still have to redo the chassis because the chassis and the crystal chamber because I did one originally and I sold it to a good customer of mine, and then I had to get another hilt because I had to have this in my collection as well.
That's the Helvetica, Rob?
Yes.
Ah, you lucky bastard.
I like that.
Dude, I've had 4 of those hilts and I've sold 3 of them.
God, they're like $1,000 each.
Yeah.
Good night, Cole.
Holy crap, man.
Hey
Cole
Rob, why
says
don't
he's
you make me
tired. Good
something
night,
with
y'all.
like a Helvetica flair, but also like your own design, but like kind of inspired by, you know.
That's a sick hilt. The machining on that is so tricky.
It is. It's definitely not easy to do. But yeah, it totally can be done.
Or like Rob, you know what else is a possibility? I don't know if you ever thought of this or like done this before, but like maybe combining the metal skills you use and your print and your 3D print skills, and kind of like maybe there's a hilt and then something slides over it that's made of from the printer. I don't know, maybe something with the grip or
skeleton skin, like a rib cage that slides over the hilt.
Ooh.
Yeah, I could do something like that. Just I wouldn't recommend doing with it, especially with with resin, because as you say, if you drop it, it will break.
That's true.
It'll shatter, right?
Yeah, it'll shatter.
I do like aluminum, because aluminum is like, not only is it metal, but it's super light. So it really feels great as a lightsaber hilt. Doesn't it feel like otherworldly that like that metal structure could be like so light? I just feel like aluminum is pretty amazing in that regard.
Yeah. And it's easy to work with. It's not hard.
And then like when you put something inside it, like you said, you know, you'll put something inside that is like can hold the board and all. It's so light, like that interior part's so light that it just weighs nothing. So it doesn't add anything to the hilt. And then like the electronics is pretty light, all except for the battery, you know.
Yep. So this hilt is actually pretty well balanced. Look at that.
Oh damn.
That is
fitty.
amazing.
And this is about, so this weighs 1 pound and 14 ounces, almost 15.
Because that reminds me of a Star Killer. Star Killer is one of my favorite hilts, but it's so Graflex heavy there that it's just beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, this does have Star Killer inspiration because of the wasp waist, and I've always liked this look, the wasp waist. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, dude, that's money right there. I have to have that.
Yeah,
I like that too.
I've machined titanium, and it is not easy to machine. That is a bitch to machine. I see a Jim's comment.
I'll bet.
I actually made myself a titanium ring, and that was a lot of work.
Just for a ring? Wow.
Yeah, use it on aircraft.
Yeah, that is some strong freaking metal. That metal is no joke.
This is very satisfying, Anthony. It's like one of them videos on YouTube.
Right? Hey, Rob, how about as far as switches, because you're also like the switch master, how about like a toggle style or a flip style switch, you know, like something like up for saber on, down for saber off, something like, you know, an old
like a light switch,
an old tool.
But like the hot rods have the toggle switch when you go to power it on.
Yeah, yeah. So it could be very short and nubby so that it doesn't stick out too high. But I've made a saber with a toggle switch, and it was just so satisfying. Like you flip it up and the saber comes out. I was like, ooh, that's nice.
I can do that. I mean, I don't think I've ever made a toggle switch, but I can buy a very small toggle switch and add it to the build, include it in the build.
Like, you know what I try to do? This is kind of like a little off topic, but it is about switches. Like I took one of those plastic, like high amp switches. It's like, you know, that got a plastic switch, but a metal base to it from like KR Sabers, I think it was, or something. And so I wanted to like shave off, you know, the plastic part of the switch is kind of tall. So I wanted to like shave it off so like your thumb could easily like, you know, just find that switch and just flip it up without such a tall plastic base to it. But as soon as I took my Dremel to it, I realized it's not plastic. Like it was plastic, but it had a metal contact embedded in the plastic, so you could not you could not cut the switch without tripping the contact. It wasn't alterable. But I'm sure
they have momentary toggle switches. They're not all latching. If I'm
okay.
Yeah, they'll just like click up and then come right back down again. Yeah. Spring loaded. Yep, we used to use those in the military. Dropping them bombs.
Boom.
Yeah. Crazy times.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up this stream. I really thank you guys for hanging out and watching me build this this blade. I'm surprised I got this far. Like, I'm really close to getting this blade done. but it is getting super late here, and I have to work tomorrow too. But I wish I could finish it for you guys. It is pretty finished. Like, this is about where I would put on the foam closed cell tube, and then after that I would put on the nylon tube, which is something I would cut using a razor blade to size after marking with a pencil. Then I'd mark the blade tube with a wax crayon and cut that as well, and then fit that all together. So we're actually pretty close. Like, we're more than halfway here. But this is a little abridged version of like how to make a TriStar, so live. So I hope you guys liked it.
I loved it, and I also want one. So put me down for one. You
How many layers?
We will add you to the queue, and I'll
Yes,
start
please.
making you one.
How many layers of shrink wrap you up to?
This is only 2 so far. So what I'll do is I will test with the foam I plan to use, and if we need a little more space inside the foam, I will add another. Or if it's tight enough, I will keep it the way it is. It kind of depends if you're going to use the KR foam, which is like less preferred, or the thicker foam, which is more preferred. So like the blade I made yesterday, I had 2 layers of heat shrink on that TriStar, and then it went right into the foam pretty tightly. So that might happen here. I'll have to finish this tomorrow or whatever, but it's all about being tight in there. We don't want it to be like flopping around. So if I was to use a foam with a wider hole in the middle, like a KR, I might add another, or I would probably have to add another layer of this, which would make it rounder, kind of make the light bounce around here more. So it's not a bad thing, but more foam is better than more clear heat shrink. So if this will go inside the foam like this, that's probably what we'll keep. And then if it needs to be in a KR foam, we'll add a little bit more. But also I will, as you see, this is kind of loose down here. I'm actually going to try to make up about another 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch by heating this, pushing this a little farther, making this springy, and then gluing this to the PCB, so we never have a problem with the customer coming dislodged with that, and then fitting the tip before we kind of make our measurements for the tubes and stuff is like another thing. I'll probably do this honestly, because like I have a bunch of TriStars to make, so I'll probably do this like next Monday too. And we might be in a different position with a different blade, so you might get to see a different like phase of the build at that point, different TriStar, obviously. So thank you everyone for taking part in this stream. The Red Raven is here. Jared McDaniel has been here. Felicia Marie. Nice work, Anthony. No pressure. Thank you. Felicia will see a TriStar in person one day. I guarantee that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Cole Weathers has been here. Wyatt Martin was here. Thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for making comments, you guys. Rich Sangilla was here tonight hanging out, and Tom from Megtooth Sabers. So thank you guys. Thank you, Rob. We're going to get together and talk more about this custom saber. Mundo, that was awesome. Thanks for coming here tonight and hanging out on a Mundo Monday.
Thank you for having me.
That was awesome that you got here too, because you helped me with the stream tonight. Thank you so much. And you saw how it is to build a TriStar. So I'm going to have like a private one of these sessions with Jedi Arm Dealer one of these days. So he's got a little preview of what's to come for that. Keep an eye out for TriStar blade kits. They are back online at Civilized Sabers. Also, I'll make a video with how to use the V2, like a legit video, not a live one like this. The V2 kit, and we'll do a quad star video as well, and we might even make a quad star live on stream as well, because I have to make a couple for a couple customers. And I have a quad core to test out by Jedi Arms Dealer, so we'll test that out. We'll see how it goes together. We'll make a quad star, or maybe 2, and then we'll make a Pentastar in a video to show you guys a Pentastar kit that's also coming out soon on Civilized Sabers. So all these crazy blades, like if anyone out there is crazy enough to want to make it themselves, you're going to be able to do that and kind of build it yourself. Now, I recommend doing the dual star first, or something with 2 strips first, and then, kind of graduating to one of these like blades where there's more strips. It's kind of a a PETA if you were first starting. So look out for those videos. I'll release those on Civilized Sabers. Now I do a lot of the demos and a lot of the background stuff on SpaceWindu channel, which is the channel you're watching right now. Subscribe right here and come back for more lightsaber videos. Thanks again, you guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks
Great
everybody
seeing
for coming in and watching us.
See you guys next
Rob, we'll
Monday
see
for
ya.
show.
For sure.